What's up, family? Welcome to Speak. Breaking news in the NBA. News so big that it interjects into the football season. Bucks head coach Adrian Griffin fired after 43 games. Now, keep in mind, the Bucks were one of the favorites to win the entire title, and now the team which boasts Giannis, the team which boasts Dame, a team that's won 5 of their last 6 games, fired their coach in dramatic fashion. Chaos, I tell you. Chaos. I got to bring in NBA analyst Slick Rick Bucher to break this all down for me. Slick, what's the good word, my friend?
Well, the word is not good for Adrian Griffin, obviously. And the word is that winning, we've always thought winning cures everything. That, obviously, is no longer true because the Milwaukee Bucks, as you mentioned, have won 5 of their last 6, 30-13, second in the Eastern Conference, one of the winningest teams in the NBA. But they felt that they were doing that in spite of their head coach. And this goes back to the stepping down of Terry Stotts at the beginning of the year. The feeling was that Adrian, as a first-year coach, was simply too controlling. And in spite of all their winning ways, they did not feel the team was moving in the right direction. Players were not happy. There was not a happy vibe, not the kind of vibe that you would expect for a 30-13 team. And thus, they decided it was time to make a move sooner rather than later.
Question. Slick, you're talking to me about vibes right now. Let's talk about winning. They have the second best record, second in the East. You bring in a coach, a first-year coach, to have the second best record in the East. It's not disappointing that they're trailing the Celtics team, which was perennially atop the NBA. So I hear you that the vibes aren't great, but how in the world do vibes trump excellence? How are vibes trumping where they're seated right now? This is crazy to me.
Yeah, it does sound crazy. And I honestly, I've never seen this before in the NBA. I've seen coaches fired after 50-win seasons because they didn't go far enough in the postseason. But this is midway and in mid-stride, as you said. They're second in the Eastern Conference, but there just was they weren't happy. They were probably the most frustrated, down 30-13 team that we've ever seen in the NBA. So we constantly are seeing new things happening. And the bar being set higher and higher. And let's face it, it is because of that bar. If this wasn't a team with Giannis Antetokounmpo that had just acquired Damian Lillard and expected to be playing for a championship, and as Giannis has said, it's not a matter of the record, it's how do we feel about the way that we're playing? Are we moving in the right direction? And they felt that they were not, and the players were not buying in to Griff. And I'm sure that you and Shady and James all can understand this. Players know when coaches are on point or not. And it doesn't matter whether you're being successful or not. If they feel like the coach doesn't know the game as well as they do, you're going to have rumblings and issues. And I've been hearing these rumblings since the beginning of the season. I just never expected that it was going to happen in midstream.
Now, Slick, speaking of a coach being on point, one of the biggest names in basketball, really, since the turn of the century is Doc Rivers. He's a coach that's won an NBA title, but many would say he is underachieved when you look at his body of work. Word on the street is that Doc Rivers is a top candidate to replace Adrian Griffin. Does that make sense to you? Because when I look at Doc Rivers, he fell short with the Clippers. When I look at Doc Rivers, he fell short with the Sixers. When I look at Doc Rivers, he underachieved with the Celtics, even though they won a title. He was a part of a first big three that I believe should have won more than one title. Fell short, underachieved. Why in the world would Giannis and or Dame even want a coach like Doc Rivers? Make sense of that for me.
Because you're only as good as your options. What other direction are they going to go? They've decided Adrian Griffin was not the answer. So who else could they possibly go to at this point that has the experience? And this is generally how it goes. When you have a player coach, or you have a controlling coach, or you have a brand new coach, and it does not work out, you go the other direction. Let's go get the veteran coach. Let's go get the coach who knows how to talk to the players, who knows how to connect with them. And Doc, for the most part, has demonstrated that he is able to do that. And again, I will go back to the first point. Where else are they going to go? Who else are they going to get? You might hear a Jeff Van Gundy name get thrown out there, but I would guarantee you, I would be surprised, let's put it that way, if they do not go in the direction of a veteran coach. And let's go to the other side. I know it's being said out there that they have not had contact yet. Doc Rivers has always had his next job lined up before he left his last one. So I would not be the least surprised if this has been in the works for a while.
Slick, I appreciate you. We literally were texting as this news broke. I assume you and I will stay in touch throughout the rest of this news and bring you back if anything else breaks. But thanks so much for taking the time, my friend.
Oh, man, Slick.
Heading to the desk, Shady, James Jones, Joy, Taylor. Crazy news. It's been a wild NFL weekend, but this news really has to trump everything. Joy, what was your reaction when you saw that the Bucks, the two-seeded team, fired their head coach, Adrian Griffin?
Well, I mean, it's surprising because of the position that they're in the conference right now. They're winning. Like, they're playing well. So you wouldn't think that this is something that was even on the board. So the fact that it did happen shows you how bad the energy was in the building. You said vibes, energy, whatever it is, the players have had enough, clearly. That's the only reason that a move like this gets made when you're playing as well as the Bucks are playing. They're in a win-now situation. You've got Giannis, you've got Dame, you've got the roster, you're in the position in the conference to go and compete for a championship, which was obviously why you made the move in the first place. And if things are that toxic, you can't risk it. You just can't. So whether the Doc Rivers hire is the right answer or not, like Slick said, you're only as good as your options right now, and they are mid-season. You're looking for a veteran coach that you know exactly how they're going to interact with players. The players clearly want Doc in there if this is a conversation that's even being had and his name is out there, because the players clearly wanted Griff out. You saw some rumblings of this even before the season started with Terry Stotts leaving. I mean, he was somebody that worked with Dame for a long time, was in Portland for a long time. For him to leave and respected and is there to support a young coach as he's coming along and obviously working with Dame. So it's not surprising that it happened if it's truly that bad, because they're in a win-now situation.
2-5. Let's talk about Doc Rivers for a second. Obviously, you know Doc Rivers because you are a big Sixers fan, Eagles all-time rushing leader. Doc Rivers, he disappointed with the Sixers. If you are the Milwaukee Bucks, if you're Giannis Antetokounmpo, and obviously you're a part of the reason Adrian Griffin is gone, you're the superstar player, you've been that player before. Talk to me about this Doc Rivers potential.
So when you got this whole thing where, like, the coach gets fired, the players we talk about, what's going on, who we going to get next. My thing is, why Doc Rivers? Because he got a hot name? He's not like that. Be honest, he's not like that. First of all, 24 years he's been to 2 finals, right? You give this dude all the all-stars you need with a nice bench with the Clippers. What happened? Nothing. Right? Seriously, though. Then you look at the Sixers. Joel Embiid, you see what he's doing right now. He's getting crazy busy, giving out crazy buckets. Another MVP. What do you have, 72, something? 82, 92? Let me hype it up. Anyway, my thing is, why are we bringing Doc Rivers? You got Giannis, you got Dame with a solid team. Please don't bring this man in and mess up this roster. I've seen it before. He had me all hyped up in Philadelphia until we really see it really happen. This is a coach with a good name.
I don't think it's going to be any roster changes. He's not coming in there doing any roster changes. But one thing we do know that we are going to get with Doc Rivers is Doc Rivers knows how to control a locker room, right? One thing I know about coaches, if you don't have the locker room, you have nothing, right? Doc Rivers knows how to motivate players. I'm not saying it turns into wins, right? Because, yes, 24 years, whatever it is, 2 finals, right? But you've never really heard this stuff that's coming out here coming out of a Doc Rivers locker room.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes, these players are saying that, you know, dude is doing stuff his own way and this and that, and he does not have the locker room. So when you go up to the top and you talking about, hey, man, this coach doing this, doing that, even though we are winning, that carries weight. And he does not have this locker room. So for me, you bring in a guy like Doc Rivers, who I think can kind of rally this locker room.
I would say this, though, Acho. Like, I had a good time and a good relationship with Paul Pierce, right? And we interviewed him with my podcast, whatever. And I said, yo, what's up with Doc, man? Like, you know, I get an elbow. Like, give me the real. What's up with him, right? How is he a good coach like they say? What's so good about it? And he sat there and he thought about it. I'm like, damn, you thinking about this? And his final answer was, you know what? He understands the players so well. That's it? that's all you giving me?
That might be all they need.
Because we've been in the locker room and playing on good teams, right? And being that dude on these teams. If a coach can't relate to the player, you know what they do? They go out there and they get an ex-player or somebody in the coaching staff that relate to the players, right? Because we need you to coach. I get it. I don't need no babysitters. I don't need nobody to understand my trauma I had as a kid. Find somebody for that, right? They got all type of counseling, all type of stuff for that. I need you to coach this team and get us a championship. I don't need all that babysitting. Dudes making hundreds of million dollars out here We don't need none of that. If we need somebody to get a staff to understand the players, you go hire somebody to do that. I need you to coach me to get a championship.
I'm with you.
24 years and 2 chips, and we gonna bring him in here?
That's why I truly believe it's strictly just to help that locker room, because we know what his resume say.
No doubt about that. Well, speaking of championships, let's get back to the NFL, because the Bills, they're going to have to wait another year to try to get one. Their season is over. Patrick Mahomes, he put an end to that in Buffalo. Now, Josh Allen, he did what he could. At least he tried. But ultimately, what he could do was fall short. Well, Josh Allen had to speak on it just moments ago. Here
What'd he say?
I believe in what we've got going on here and the people that are in charge. I believe in myself, and that'll never change. I just got to continue to keep working hard and bringing the guys that are here along and keep trying to mesh everybody together.
Yeah, I've been there before. He had a long night. A whole bunch of Patrick Mahomes commercials in his head, in his dream. Bro, going through it.
He said he got to keep trying to do a lot. But 2-5, is the Bills' Super Bowl window, has it officially closed?
Nah, I keep telling you that. No. Listen, we know how good Peyton Manning is. We all know how great he is, right? We all know how good Drew Brees is. Them boys ain't go to the championship to their 9th year. Josh, what, 6 year?
6.
Come on, and he's still that nice, so he got a lot of time to get it together. I just hope that he has a chance to go against somebody else than Patrick Mahomes. Because I keep saying it's like, this is Patrick Mahomes' era. The same how we watched Brady do his thing and win over and over and over again. They couldn't beat him. Here and there, you might have a guy beat him here and there, but overall, you can't beat Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes the same dude. 6 in a row AFC Championship games? Come on, I can't blame it all on Josh. But I do feel you.
Joy Taylor, do you think that Super Bowl window has closed for the Bills?
Nope, not even a little bit. I don't know why we have to do this every time someone loses, particularly someone who's in their 20s. He's 27 years old.
It's a young boy, 27?
6 years. What? Sounds crazy. We spent 6 months on this set. I remember, because I was here, talking about how 39-year-old Aaron Rodgers was going to take the New York Football Jets to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
after a year where he threw for 300 yards this many times throughout the entire season.
That's true.
And lost to the Lions, who he always beats.
To get in the
and couldn't
playoffs.
get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm bringing up old stuff because we didn't have any problem talking about how his Super Bowl window was open. Yeah. So how is Josh Allen, who has won the division 4 times in a row, always in the playoffs, always in the MVP conversation, didn't he lead the league in touchdown passes and passing yards?
40-something touchdowns, somebody?
50. Counting playoffs.
Yeah, counting playoffs. He getting there.
Bro got 50?
It's a lot. He was really high up there. Again, like he is every single year. Why would the window be closed for Josh Allen, but it's not closed for someone like an Aaron Rodgers? And you know what we're gonna do? As soon as he gets that Achilles all the way healed up, not that fake mid-season healed up, we're gonna talk about it again. So we're gonna talk about it again. And why do we do that? It's not because Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl in 2010. We talk about it because he's Aaron Rodgers and the talent that he has. So no, their window is not closed, not even a little bit. I feel very good about where he is. In 6 seasons, do we want to count the rookie season? Do we even want to count that? We usually give rookies a pass, but let's count it. So they missed the playoffs his rookie season. Then they went to the playoffs. Lost the wild card. Then they went to the conference championship game. Then they went to the division round.
And I was around for that. We won that good back then. We won that. Yeah. So wait, hold on real quick. So I know you're an Aaron Rodgers fan. So
no doubt.
If A-Rod, they asked me, is Josh Allen, is the window closed for Super Bowl or was Super Bowl? Yeah. So A-Rod, what year is this for him? Because I know he's old. What is he,
20, 21?
He's a great player. Yeah. So 21 years, he's been to 2 championships or one?
Super Bowl.
He's only won 1, but he's been to 2?
No, he's won.
Hold up. The great A-Rod only been to 1 championship in 2010 and 21 years. And you asked him,
about Aaron Rodgers.
because my thing is, we always say how great he is, right?
Yes, he is
but we
great.
asked if my dog, Josh Allen, is the window closed.
That don't mean he ain't great.
Well, my man's 21 years in the season. They say how every year, if you get A-Rod, you might have a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you pointing at me, my name's James Jones.
Yo, I'm just saying, when you ask that question, though, if you put some real concept, if we being serious here, if you saying A-Rod had a 21-year career, right? And we always say he has a chance because how good he is. A lot of first seeds and all that, and they still didn't get there. So to say that Josh Allen's window's closing sounds crazy.
If you would have told me year 6 for Aaron Rodgers is his window closing, I would have told you absolutely crazy, Shady, even if he ain't.
So deal.
Okay. Right?
Nobody said it's even closed yet.
Nobody did say that yet.
I know.
I'm making sure y'all don't say that.
Like preemptively.
The question is literally, has the Bills Super Bowl window closed?
You want me to go?
Is that the question?
No, it's not. It's not closed, but it's smaller. But it's not closed. And the reason why it's not closed is strictly just what we said about Aaron Rodgers. Even though he's in year 20, he was coming to a Jets football team that was built the right way. And we like they're a quarterback away. Right. And we seen how great Aaron Rodgers was. They might be the favorite. So I'm taking that same approach with Josh. Josh is a great football player, not good. Josh is a great football player. So with Josh Allen under center, they are always going to have a chance. Is it smaller? Absolutely, because whether we like it or not, you're going to have the Aaron Rodgers coming back. Who knows how that may look? You're going to have the Deshaun Watsons coming back. Who knows how that may look? You're going to have the Joe Burrows coming back. Who knows how that may look? So it is smaller because with that all being said, this team is going to be different. Who knows what Milano going to look like? You're going to lose a lot of free agents. Micah and Poyer is not under contract. So this team is going to look different. You lose a lot of players. So it is getting smaller, but when you have a great quarterback in Josh Allen, you always have a chance. So the window is not closed, but it's definitely getting smaller, Acho.
It sounded great.
What you about to say?
Everything else said sounded amazing.
Here you go.
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you.
No, truly. It sounded amazing. The window's closed.
Oh, it's done.
So Josh Allen plays for 10 more years. He ain't winning nothing.
I don't think he's winning a Super Bowl. Now, obviously, I'm betting a much more stringent bet than you all are because y'all got the field. I'm saying no, and y'all got a chance every single year. But it's closed. Don't let how the season ended make you forget how the season went. Okay. The season was atrocious. Going into Week 18, the Bills weren't even in the playoffs, family. Going into the last week of the season, the Bills weren't in the playoffs. They were 6-6. They took a step back talent-wise. They took a step back chemistry-wise. They took a step back coaching-wise. Roster-wise, they got older, they got hurt. James Jones already said it, but Matt Milano hurt. How he's going to come back? Tre'Davious White hurt. How he going to come back? Von Miller made $14 million this year and had 5 tackles. What's he about to do if he's even on the roster? Micah Hyde, he going to be a free agent. Jordan Poyer, I think he signed a 1- or 2-year deal last year. Coaching-wise, they don't have an offensive coordinator. Fired theirs middle of the season. They don't have a defensive coordinator. Fired theirs before the season. And then chemistry-wise, before the season, Stephon Diggs answering questions about him. In the middle of the season, Stephon Diggs' brother said, Josh Allen is nothing without Stephon Diggs. Then postseason, it looks like the talent's deteriorated. So why would I think the window's open? Because Josh Allen is there? He's a really good player. But just because he's there don't mean the window open. It sounds great. It sounds oh so good. Oh, as long as Phillip Rivers was there, the Chargers got a chance. As long as Tony Romo's there, the Cowboys got a chance. But just because a good quarterback there don't mean you're going to win it. So it sounds great to say the window's open because Josh Allen is there. Yeah. But if you've only been to one AFC Championship game in 6 years, no, I don't think you're about to go to a Super Bowl.
Whose window is open?
I think Lamar's is open.
This is Lamar's first conference championship game.
Yep, I think his is open. I think Pat's is obviously always open. I think Burrow's is always open. I think the Niners is open.
So all them dudes and Josh
49ers is open.
Yeah, I think the 49ers is open. That's what I would say is like it's clearly open.
So those 4 teams are the only teams that have an opportunity to get to a Super Bowl.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying windows open. I mean, you could say the Lions window's open. You could say the Packers window's open. You could say, I just don't think the Bills are going to win a Super Bowl.
So if Lamar, real quick, so Lamar don't win this game, right? Do you still think his window's open?
No.
Okay.
But I'm confused, though. So a window closed means they don't have a chance.
Like no mosquitoes, no flies, nothing.
Yeah, they're not. It's locked. Lock the door. You're not getting in.
I think.
Sorry, you can't rob us today.
He's saying what Josh and Lamar has showed them, not being able to get to that championship game. There's no reason for him to believe that the window is open because they ain't never been there and. This is Lamar's best team. He ain't gonna go. Is that what we saying?
Yep. And
Josh Allen had a good team.
And he had a home field.
We're talking about individual players here. Right? Like we're talking about Josh Allen. We're not talking about like the Bills organization. We're talking about Josh Allen.
That's a part of it. Now, if Josh goes to the Niners,
Burrow might lose a couple receivers. Everybody's roster.
He's gone.
Yeah, everybody's roster turns over. So are we specifically talking about the quarterback? Because like to me, the Bills are Josh Allen. That's the reason why we're talking about this.
To me, it's Josh. To me, I'm not separating quarterback from team because when I think about Josh Allen's windows open, I'm thinking about, the question I think was, is the Bills' window closed?
Yeah. Right. But
so I think it's Josh Allen.
So are the Bills a dysfunctional organization? You don't think that they're capable of hiring a good offensive coordinator and turning this roster over?
Even if they do, what will that mean? That's what I'm saying. I think Joe Brady is a good offensive coordinator. He still couldn't get it done. I think James Cook finally gave them the running game that they need. They still couldn't get it done. I think they finally had a number 2 because Shakir actually stepped up. Shakir, through the last 12 weeks of the season, had more receiving yards than Diggs. He still couldn't get it done. So if you can't get it done now, go ahead, James Jones. I just don't think they can.
Because you started your takeoff with, we can't forget how the season started.
How it went.
How it went.
Yes, sir.
But I'm saying, like, it went like that because it started bad for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. But these dudes won 7 straight football games and found a way to win the division for the 4th or 5th straight year.
No doubt about it.
You know? And yeah, they lost to Patty in the divisional round, and we're saying that forget what they accomplished too, the 7 wins with a new offensive coordinator, 7 straight, Josh Allen playing at a different level. You know what I mean? A number 2 Shakur you talking about, the young rookie tight end, and they were in that football game, and you just saying like the window's closed and forget how this season went. I thought beyond losing to the playoffs, I thought this was the most impressive run that Josh Allen has had in his career, if you ask me. Back against the wall, I win 7 straight and take this division back over from a Miami 6 straight, take it from a Miami team who had a 3-game lead on me. And now, since I lost to Patrick Mahomes, the window's just shut.
I got a couple questions. I don't like asking rhetorical questions, so I'll just state it. His back is against the wall because he put it there. Like, if you're watching a track race, don't watch somebody drop the baton, then run and catch him, be like, yo, they almost caught him. You dropped the baton. That's on you. I also think about the Bills are getting worse. I said before the season, the Bills are taking a step back. They're getting worse. The Bills are an old team. They're an old defense. They don't know exactly what they're doing from a coaching perspective. Sean McDermott, he fired Leslie Frazier because Leslie Frazier couldn't help him beat the Chiefs in 2020. Leslie Frazier, you out of there. Well, guess what, Sean McDermott? You still couldn't beat the Chiefs. Then you fire Ken Dorsey in the middle of the season after Brian Daboll departs to go coach Daniel Jones, and now you have Joe Brady. I just don't know. Again, I'm just looking at out like y'all are saying Josh Allen. But what I'm saying is, if you look at the Bills are going in the wrong direction.
All right, so first of all,
that boy rubbing
because everything you're saying, I kind of agree with you. But then they was the 2nd seed. Everything you talking about, how bad they were, all these dudes is old. They was the 2nd seed.
Yeah.
So that means there's only one other team in the AFC's better than them, right?
Sure.
With a lot of injuries.
And everybody injured.
Sure.
I would love to see all them other quarterbacks you keep naming play for the Bills and win with that team they got. No linebackers start the year off that played, right? All the main players you paying, from Tre'Davious White, all-pro corner, he hurt. Both of the safeties was in and out the whole year. Von Miller, we still looking for him, right? And then you look at what's my man's name? Matt Milano.
Yeah, hurt.
Everybody I'm talking about, they kind of drafted. So one thing is, okay, our guys are hurt, and we still get to the 2nd seed. And number 2 is like, yo, as a coach's organization, which you talked about, Joy, they run it well. They're not dysfunctional. So my thing is, they draft well. So, okay, so you out this year, cool. I'm going to draft my next year's going to be just as good as you. They do it all the time. They got rid of Tremaine Edmonds. He went to the Bears. Yep. They replaced him right away. So I hear what you're saying, but when you talk about having an elite quarterback like Josh Allen, you always got a shot. Look at the Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs are different because they got Andy Reid and they got Patrick Mahomes, right? But all them young boys that can't catch the ball and all that, that's part of growing. And I think that with the Bills, they draft well. They gonna get them some players that's just like that, that's just good. They need timing. Yeah. To put them out the playoff picture and all that.
I didn't put him out the playoff picture.
Okay,
let me clarify.
Closing the
playoff picture.
Okay,
championship.
Closing the door for championship.
Super Bowl. Yep.
It just sounds wild to me because, for one, who else is beating Patrick Mahomes? He's been in 6 AFC Championship games. Acho, who else is beating him? So when Brady had the crown, who's beating him? We gotta accept that. Look, homie. You are really great, but he's just way, way better.
Right. Yeah. But if that's what you're saying, then I don't disagree with you.
Okay.
We've just gotten to a different conclusion. If you're saying nobody's beating Patrick Mahomes, I'm saying I agree. Josh Allen isn't either.
I think here and there they will, though. The same way with Brady. Here and there, you had guys that was just didn't think they was gonna win, like what's the dude from the Giants? Eli Manning. He stole a ring from him. Russell Wilson at the time, he wasn't cooking Russ. He was play defense, be safe. He stole a ring. So you will have guys in the middle here and there still a little bit.
Tom had a 10-year stretch where he didn't win a Super Bowl.
Cosign. I just believe if Josh were to steal a ring or so, he's had great opportunities.
But why is it, first of all, I don't like steal. Anybody stealing a Super Bowl. Like, they went and won a Super Bowl. You say it all the time, it's really hard to win a Super Bowl. Josh Allen's not going to sneak through and steal a Super Bowl.
Can we say finesse, though? No. Eli Manning, he finessed Tommy. How you do that?
I don't know, he did it twice. So the first time I can give you finesse.
He threw that joke with his eyes closed.
And a dimer, though.
You do it twice, you won that. I just feel like it sounds very crazy to assume that somebody who is always in the playoffs, who is always winning the division, who is as talented as Josh Allen, who plays for an organization that is not dysfunctional, that no longer has a chance to win a Super Bowl because he can't beat Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. And not only that, it sounds crazy to me because it's only one team that quarterback is not an elite superstar quarterback that we'll pick to win the Super Bowl, and that's the Niners. Any other team, we like, who the quarterback? And that's where we give him a chance. So that's why I can never shut the door, especially with Josh being so young, and he's arguably the second, third best quarterback in the National Football League, and we've seen that with our own 2 eyes. So it's hard to shut the door when you know you have a franchise quarterback with you for the next 10 plus years.
You being harsh. Can we just say this? Can you say the door is almost like it's cracked, like it's 1 a.m., you trying to sneak into the crib? You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm outside. Like, can we say that? Because clothes sound wild, though. This is Josh Allen. Yep. Baby, I'm 2 minutes away. Crack the door.
But if she cracking the door, who you sneaking into?
And this is young. This is like when I was like 18, 17.
Oh,
the parent, you know
I was like, if she cracking the door, then who you going to see?
Come through the back, you know what I mean? Through the back door.
He might be going to her house. Her parents upstairs.
Yeah,
We're getting way too religious.
It's a cracked door, though.
When we return,
Get it.
Lamar,
Through the window, though.
Lamar Jackson, he is trying to walk in through the front door for his first Super Bowl appearance. He's made his first AFC Championship game appearance, but can he go the distance? What's on the line for Lamar? That's next on Speak. Don't forget, check us out every day. Fox Sports Channel, Sirius XM.
Bro, Lamar going to the front door, he bold. The MVP.